So for today's session, we will start with a question always that I have for you. The first question for me, for you guys today is what kinds of topics motivate other people to make conversation? Think about it silently because what I'm gonna do is I will put you in a breakout room. We have 14 participants today, 15 rather. So what I'm gonna do is I will put you into a breakout room and then you will discuss about this question with your friend. It could be something very general, right? Like here in the US, the topics that motivate other people to make conversation, sometimes like sports, right? Especially now it's the baseball season. So sometimes people talk about, oh, did you watch the game last night? Or even sometimes the weather. What about in your culture? What kind of topics that you can start making a small talk? Think about it like a stranger, right? When you meet people that you don't know well, what kind of topics that you want to talk to that person? So think about it. I want you to talk about this with your partner. All right, enjoy your talking with your partner. Get to know your friends as well. This is a good time to practice and then learn other cultures. What kind of topic that motivate other people to make conversation? Okay, I'm gonna wait for people to come back. Okay, so I hope you guys did talk about some good things.
Yeah, we are talking about the most thing that what motivates people to make conversation. We talk about Nosha about the politics thing and how the world changed and how the people they aren't just the year before they are interested in the politic news and now we are really interested about what happened in the world, especially what happened in the Russian and Corona, how it's changed the world.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So that is kind of like a get going for today's session to start. So what we're going to do today is I want to have you guys practice some listening within the same context of how to make a small talk. It is very important of how to make a small talk because it is a skill that sometimes it's very awkward and not a lot of people like it. I know for a fact that a lot of my friends can't do a small talk at all. So yeah, it's difficult. So before we listen to something, what I want to show you today next is I have a little article. It's not long at all. It's very short. There are 8 tips of how to make a small talk. So I'm going to call maybe each one of you to read real quick, right, together to practice and then read it together. So I'm going to have maybe Masa. Can you read number 1 for us, please? Yes.
Okay. Introduce yourself and use a tagline. Easy. Hi, I'm Julius from Munich. This can get the conversation started as your colleague can ask a question about your hometown or your trip.
Excellent. All right, this is the great one. Introduce yourself with maybe where you're from. Sometimes it's nice to start open up a question so that people can maybe ask about your hometown. Like let's say Masa said, hi, I'm Masa from Tokyo. And I would be like, oh, I love Tokyo. I've been there a long time ago and so on. And that's how the conversation can get going. That doesn't feel like too awkward, right? Number 2, let's do with Vlad. Vlad, can you read number 2 for us?
When your colleague introduces himself/herself, try to repeat his/her name when you reply, or use their name later in the conversation.
Thank you so much. This is very important. When someone introduces themselves to you, try to repeat his or her name, right? For example, hi Vlad, my name is Kantasuda. And you said, hi Kantasuda, very nice meeting you. I know I am bad at names. I can't remember all of the names. It would take me a couple of I need to meet people a couple of times to recognize, and then to the face and then the name recognition, but sometimes showing the respect that you actually listen to what I said, what my name is, right? So try to do that when you meet someone for the first time. Number 3, Alessandra.
Break the ice with a comment about a current news story or a remark about the events you are at, its location and the weather.
Excellent, right? This is the one that I believe Safa was talking earlier, right? Current events, right? Now, you know, a lot of people talk about, I don't know, Russia. A lot of people here in the US talk about like flooding or the Capitol riot, or even the weather. We experience heat wave all over the world now, right? You can say, oh, how's the heat wave situation in Brazil? How hot it is. It is very hot here in New York, right? That's a very good way to start. Number 4, let's go to, I'm kind of like randomly calling people, okay? Number 4, let's go to John, please.
Okay. Avoid these topics of conversation: your health, your private life, gossip. The best conversation topics are sports, books, theater, movies, food, amusements, and travel. Try and find a shared experience or something else you have in common.
Thank you. Yeah, this one is very interesting, right? We usually don't want to talk about health or private life, like, oh, I went to a doctor today and then so and so. Nobody wants to, like, if you're the close friends, yes, of course, we worried about your health and issues, but for someone that you meet for the first time or someone at work, you don't want to talk about your private life. Maybe you know that your colleague likes sports. Maybe you want to talk about the sports with that particular colleague. That would help to make a small talk going. Next one, let's go with Safa, please. Number 5.
Sorry, keep the conversation flowing by not monopolizing it. Ask the question and really listen to your colleagues' replay. Then respond with the comments from your own personal experience and ask another question.
Excellent. Thank you so much, right? Monopolizing means you are the only one that talks. Nobody likes it. Conversation means 2 ways, 3 ways, or multiple ways, not one person talking, right? Number 6, Augusto.
Okay. Ask open question which require more than a one-word answer. If your colleague asks a yes or no question, give some extra information.
Yes, avoid the one answer question, right? Maybe give some extra information if that's possible. Next one, number 7, Victor.
Sorry, you sound like and word like really to indicate that you are listening and interested. This will motivate your colleague to tell you more.
Excellent, right? Or even nodding, right? Nodding, that's showing that you are interested, not one person talking and there was no response. Last but not least, let's go with Kim. Yes?
Share information about yourself, but keep it positive. People don't like colleagues who are negative or who complain a lot.
Thank you. Of course, we love complaining, especially about work, right? Oh, work is so bad, but nobody likes negative. We always want to talk about something positive, right? So these are just something that to keep in mind. Again, these are small talks, maybe when you don't know people that well. But if you are talking with your close friends, of course, you can complain about things, you can talk about your personal life, but this, imagine that you are at the party, right? Think about you are at the party, maybe you work in the international companies that have different locations, and then one night there was like people from Italy, people from Peru, people from Japan, from all over the world in that party. These are something to start off with. So we're gonna listen some of the conversation today. I believe there are 4 conversations, and I want you to really focus on which of the tips that are used or not used let's focus on the first one, the one that are used in these conversations. And then we're gonna decide, is the conversation successful or unsuccessful? All right, so the task, just listen carefully and try to think which technique, which tips that are used in that conversation. All right, are we ready? Here we go. So I'm going to mute everyone so that we can all hear the sound from the audio better. Okay, I'm going to play conversation one and showing the tips as well. What I'm going to do is I need to play everything all at once. So if you want to take a note, or I don't know, doing your mind map or whatnot, conversation one, what is the tips that they use, and is it successful? Conversation 2, 3, and 4. The whole audio, it's about 3 minutes. All right, ready? Here we go.
Hello. I saw you sitting on my table at dinner, but I didn't have a chance to speak to you. I'm Harry.
Hi, I'm Alessandro.
Who did you come with? Is this your first company event?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you'll have a great weekend. Have you seen the program?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, it looks very entertaining. I think there are some left at the information desk. Are you here with colleagues?
No.
Well, you'll soon get to know people. So, would you like another drink?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Well, it's been nice talking to you, Alessandro. You don't mind if I go and get myself a coffee? See you later.
Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Paolo from Napoli. I work for one of the company suppliers.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Sonia from France.
Nice to meet you.
So, I've heard that Naples is becoming very popular for foreign investors. Is that true?
Well, Sonia, it's interesting that you say that because...
Here we go. So, conversation one. First of all, successful, unsuccessful.
No.
Unsuccessful.
Nothing works. Nothing works.
Right, the first person tried to say this and that, and the other one is like, yes, no. And at the end, he left the conversation. What about number 2?
Yeah, successful.
Yeah.
Successful. Seems like it's keep going. Good. Do you remember if number 1, which technique that they use for number 1? Let me show it to you. So number 1, which tips that they use?
The guy that they were asking, he used right, to change the conversation guide. They said, you like some drink or something like that, and when he changed again, he used again.
Excellent. Right, he also talked about my name is, right, and then also current event location. Have you been here before? Right, so that's something, but it did not work. I'm not saying number 1 and 3 is not working, but you have to kind of gauge the other person as well, right? What about conversation number 2? Which tips did they use?
The number 1 is I'm Paolo from Naples. I'm Sonia from France.
Tagline, yeah. Right? They use tagline. They say the name and use, yeah, right?
Tagline. Yeah.
Tagline, and also introduce him or herself as well. And then Alessandra said the other person repeating the name, right? So and so. They also keep the conversation going, right? Respond, and that's you see how it goes. All right, so you know how to do this. Okay, I'm gonna play the rest, number 3 and number 4. Okay, let's do this. I wish I could have different monitors to do this. Here we go, number 3.
I'm Krishnan. Sorry, where are you from originally?
Well, my parents live in Calcutta. I was born there, but I've moved around a lot.
You are from Calcutta? No, that's amazing. My parents are from India. In fact, they are there now visiting relatives.
What a coincidence. Where did they come from?
From Bhiwandi, near Mumbai.
Bhiwandi? Isn't it famous for its textile industry?
That's right, yes. So, have you spent much time in India recently?
Conversation 4.
Good evening, Adriana. I thought I might see you.
Back for another company event?
Oh, Adam, how lovely to see you here. I heard you weren't coming.
Really? Who told you?
I can't remember. But anyway, how are things?
Oh, Adriana, where should I begin? I injured my leg in January in a skiing accident. The doctor told me to take it easy, but how could I rest with my job? Then I got flu, but we were organizing a huge trade fair at the time, so I had to keep going.
Oh dear.
Then I had problems at home with my daughter. She's 15, you know.
Oh, I'm
and...
so sorry to hear that. Look, I have to go, Adam. Catch you later.
Very clear, very obvious. Number 3, conversation, good, not good. Unsuccessful,
It's good.
Good.
It was good.
Good.
Right? Back
Very,
and
very
forth.
good.
Good conversation.
It's successful conversation.
That's
Yes.
right.
Excellent
Lots of
conversation.
Yeah. What about last one?
Last
It's
one
not
was
successful
awful.
because they are talking about the negative thing,
Yes. Fail.
He
You
talking
see
about
that?
the
something that we should avoid it.
Yes. Excellent. And then the lady just quickly exits. It's like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you later. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a very important, and you trust me, it's not, sometimes it's not about the language, but sometimes it's just the way you open up the topic, right? I see all the time my friends, like I said, when we are at the parties, like he cannot make a small talk because of the technique or the tips is not there. So for today, there's some key expression that you probably heard it. I summarize it in here for you. So when you want to start a conversation, these are the keys that you want to say, right? Like, yeah, how lovely to see you here. So and so, is this your first event? I thought I might see you here. How lovely to see you here. A very good way to start a conversation. And again, conversation from, it's a noun, comes from verb conversed, mean one, or 3, making conversation. So you need to show your interest, right? And again, like I said, it could be a noise, a sound like, yes, or really, what a coincidence, that's amazing. I know it sounds a little bit awkward in some culture, but here in the United States, we love to see if you are really interested in what I said to you, right? Last but not least, when you want to keep a conversation going, so these are the words that you can say. Apparently, in fact, don't you, asking the question back and forth. So now this is going to be your task. So today you will do a role play. You're going to try to practice, keep the conversation going as long as possible. Discuss as many topics that you can. It could be anything. These are just something that I kind of give it to you. You can talk about your hobbies, TV show, Netflix, work, education, vacation, news, sports, food, interesting fact, enjoyable excursion, tourist attraction. Yeah. So I'm going to put you back in the breakout room, but you will be in a different partner. So this is something to practice to meet a new stranger, right? So keep it as long as you can. Practice using all of these expressions, right? And think about the tips that we learned today. Don't want to talk about negative stuff. Try to be positive. All right, so I'm going to put you back in the breakout room. I think we lost some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10, so it's going to be 5 rooms. I'm going to recreate it. I hope. Yes, these are all mixed. Good. Enjoy, and I'll call you back in about 5 minutes. I give you time to talk, 5 minutes. That should be plenty of time. So keep the conversation going using key expressions, showing the interest as long as you can. All right, we're gonna wait for 18 seconds for people to come back from the breakout room. So let's see. Okay, 2 seconds, and then now the room is closed. Awesome. Okay, so I hope you guys had a great time talking to your partner. Guess what? That's 6 minutes. So if you could keep that conversation going for 6 minutes, congratulations. If not, it's totally okay. Again, these are strangers you never met before, right? But if you could do that, that's kind of amazing. So for today, that is what we've been doing every week, right? Practicing some English and then get to know people from all around the world. Like I mentioned earlier, the session is free of charge. There's no obligation. You can come back and join again next Wednesday. However, it is sponsored by a school called DreamIT ESL, where I'm working at right now as an academic coordinator, working on the curriculum and making sure that the teachers and the curriculums are up to the standard. So our school is right in Midtown Manhattan in New York. If you ever been to Empire State Building, we are like 2 blocks away from the Empire State Building. So in one of the office windows, we could see the Empire State Building right here. Right now, we offer 2 programs for the students, and they are all online. The first program is called English for the Real World. It is something similar, very similar to what we do today, right? You get a little bit of listening, some vocabulary, some reading sometimes, but majority of the time you will be interacting with people from around the world, with the teachers. It's a live teachers. There's no, what do you call that? No tape or anything. It's with teachers, and we do that 1.5 hours every day in the morning in New York time, and we practice all of the English skills, mainly focused on speaking. And then we have another program. This one is a little bit longer program. From what I heard earlier, a lot of you guys want to practice English and then become a good speaker, and then be able to understand English well. Also, to learn a language, right? We also need to learn how to read and how to write. So this program is suitable for people that want to practice all the skills together. So this is a little bit longer class. It takes about 12-week program. Unlike English for the Real World, the first program is in a very short program. So if you are interested in, it's very easy to register for the class. You just take the level test to see which level you are at, register for the class, and start the class right away. The English for the Real World, the shorter program that I mentioned earlier, starts every Monday. So you can start next Monday if you would like to. And then if you're not ready, you can also start the following Monday, the 15th as well. But for the IEP, the longer program starts every 12 weeks. So the next session is actually coming up next Monday. If you are interested in, you can contact me, and then we can start the process of registering you into the class. We are on our social media website, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel. All the meetup session are published on YouTube channel. Don't forget to just click subscribe, like us, and then you get all the English tips that you need for practicing your English skills. I including my email here on the screen. If you need any assistance or more, if you need more information about the class or the program, feel free to contact me.